We've enrolled 75 patients to date. 68 of them we've evaluated at 90 days, and then the numbers get smaller as we go out to 3 years. We're still waiting for that data, but I think the data is very, very strong.
All right, welcome back inside our proactive newsroom. And joining me now is Roger DuMoulin-White. He is the CEO of Theralase Technologies. And Roger, good to have you back again. How are you?
I'm great, Steve. Great to be on the show.
Yeah, so here to provide a bit of an update for everyone on Ruvidar, which is your lead drug as far as cancer is concerned, mainly blood cancer. And so you're in a phase 2 registration study. So maybe update everyone about Ruvidar and where you're at right now.
Well, I think we're at the final stages. We're just wrapping up that study. So we've enrolled 75 patients to date. 68 of them we've evaluated at 90 days. And then the numbers get smaller as we go out to 3 years. We're still waiting for that data. But I think the data is very, very strong. You're showing a complete response rate for patients of 60% at any point in time. So 3 out of 5 patients who walk into the clinic on the morning, walk in at 7 o'clock in the morning, leave at 12 noon. 3 out of 5 are walking out cancer free, which for bladder cancer is incredible. But what's really interesting is the duration of that response. We're showing around 26%, 26 and a half, I think, at 15 months. So 12 months duration of response. And when we look at the Kaplan-Meier curve, we're seeing about 35, 36% at 3 years on their estimation. So for these patients, 3 out of 5 are getting cancer-free right off the bat. According to the data analysis, a third of those are keeping, their bladders and obviously their quality of life for 3 years or more. It's great for them.
Yeah, and obviously this data is very encouraging moving forward, as you said, and just about how long out it is. Can you sort of talk about the generality of where it is right now in the market as far as what people would see normally? Like, are you seeing these improvements in what's available for people now?
Well, you're seeing BCG unresponsive, non-muscle invasive bladder cancer, carcinoma in situ, which is a high-grade disease. There really hasn't been anything available for that disease for really 4 years. So the first drug was approved, valrubicin, was about 40 years ago, fairly low response. Um, Merck came out with Keytruda, which they've used for a lot of different conditions. They got approved January 2020. They were showing at 15 months around 19%. Then you had Immunity Bio was another drug that came out using their drug in combination with BCG. There was also Ferring that came out with a oncolytic virus. But all these numbers are in the teens to the low 20s as far as performance. Theralase is showing a little higher than that, 26.5%. But what's really interesting is we're really only giving the patient 1 or 2 treatments. For these other therapies, the patient has to come in weekly or monthly or quarterly for up to 2 years of treatments. So I think that's kind of the significant difference. Those are the FDA approved drugs. As far as guys coming down the pipe, Johnson & Johnson has a chemotherapy, gemcitabine, not approved yet. Starts off pretty high, but it drops pretty quickly as you get further out in the data. There's a couple of other companies, CG Oncology, again, starts out strong. It's a gene therapy, drops pretty quickly, time progresses. Another company, OnGene, starts out high, but again, drops pretty quickly. What you're seeing with Theralase is a duration of response or an ability to keep that response. So for these patients to maintain their bladder function, keep their bladders, their quality of life, and go on their daily business and not have to worry about their disease.
Yeah. So, Roger, the company is really emphasized in the news release that the data is still interim data. And so, will there be more data coming out interim wise or until the study is completed? Because you mentioned there's obviously a longevity of this particular study. So, what's sort of the next stages of this?
Well, we have 75 patients. According to our statistical analysis plan, we're looking to do 75 to 100 patients. So we're at the low end, but we have enough data for statistical significance. So we'd like to collect some more data, over the next 3 to 6 months to make sure we have enough patients into the study. You always have certain patients that could be removed from the study for various reasons. And then we
Yeah.
need to follow those patients to at least mid 2026. So between now and then, you'll see a number of updates as the data set fills in and you see more of the assessment points for these patients and look at the duration of that response. Once we have completed the primary and the secondary objectives and the tertiary for safety, would be about mid 2026. We'd be compiling the data for Health Canada and the FDA. So you'll see a number of updates come, probably another one end of 2024, maybe a couple more in 2025.
It's exciting times for sure, and it's very encouraging data, and we look forward to seeing the next results as well. Roger, thanks so much. I really appreciate the update.
Thanks, Steve. Always a pleasure.
All right, Roger DuMoulin-White, he is the CEO of Theralase Technologies.